Capricorn, which is the name of this track that I'm playing now, by 30 Seconds to Mars. Had no idea. I did know I was playing 30 Seconds to Mars, which is a planet that is exalted in your sign. I just didn't know that the first track of this album that I'm choosing for you would be called, what is it called? Oh, it's their title album, debut. But the first track is called Capricorn, a brand new name. And honey, if it wasn't apropos, and you know one thing or another about being pro, okay, because you're a professional Capricorn. Um, wow, it was perfect. And with Saturn being in Capricorn right now, your ruling planet, okay, and with Pluto being in Capricorn right now, a planet of transformation, with the planet of karma and time, and the planet of beauty, love, relationships, with a planet that is exalted in a sign that Venus rules, Libra. Wow. How appropriate, bitch. You guys are raw. Something's going on with y'all right now, and it must be good. But it's dense, and it's heavy, and Venus is there to bring a little bit of relief and a little bit of beauty to it. That's why I had to bring these flowers into the foreground a little bit. Add that element of beauty to your reading that Venus is bringing to your sign right now. Also, when I got up from my table here, I looked at my lapis lazuli, which is also a Libran, Venus, if you will, stone. Looked at me, I picked it up. Your cards are here. I haven't laid them out. I got some moldavite here as well. And then I also have some hiddenite, which is kunzite, just talking about beauty, love, and peace. I'm about to get into your reading. Capricorn, do you feel like you're being transformed karmically? What is Pluto doing for you? What's Saturn doing? They've been there for a while. Venus just got there, right? On like the 3rd. Damn. These cards don't play around. Pluto, okay? The Judgment card. This is a chunk. I'm going to lay it out, right? Actually, no, I'm going to look at these cards and I'm going to lay them out. And then I'm just going to get... I just talked about Venus and this lapis lazuli and her of Capricorn with your ruling planet. Saturn, the pages are ruled by Saturn, embarking on a new experience, choosing to go on this journey that is going to bear some fruit. It's going to bring some substance into your life. What's being substantiated through your efforts, right? Through you being a pupil to some situation that is mentoring you, right? You're going through an experience. The Justice card came up. Beauty, fairness, balance, love, Venus. This is her. This is Libra. That's why I looked at this lapis lazuli before I sat down to do this reading. And let me tell you something. I'm a Libra, right? My first house is Libra, okay? A little bit of that first house goes into Scorpio, which is also ruled by Mars, okay? Saturn is in my first house. Pluto is in my first house. Okay? I'm a Libra. I'm giving you this message today. You guys are transforming. You're releasing some things. You're releasing some fears. You're releasing some resentments. And it's almost like you have become so aware. Duplication of the awareness. So strengthened, so dense, that you can't do anything but release and let go and love. Okay? Because this is out of the love that you have for yourself, right? And it's not about any unhealthy attachments that you have to anything, right? We already know that you have attachments to things. You are a Capricorn, okay? You are all about that struggle, all about that climb, all about that life, okay? And really it's about you releasing what it means to be all about that life. Letting go of some fears that you may have grown attached to, You're making some great choices, okay? Great choices are being made, right? You're doing it out of fairness to oneself, right? You've got to release some of the things that you've held on to, right? You're releasing some of the fears, right? You're releasing some of the resentment that you may have attached to the past and your own karma, right? That has to do with you and your identity, okay? What's going on in Cancer right now? I think the North Node is in Cancer, I believe. And that is the house that opposes you, okay? And that's talking about relationships. So how are some of your relationships being tested through fate? Or how is your fate being tested through your relationships? What are you starting to learn? Because you're at the beginning of something, but you're being very appreciative to it because it's a part of your routine, okay? And the Virgo energy is giving sextile to you or trine to you. And this is Venus and Virgo, again, Venus and Virgo energy, where we just had that full moon. The moon opposes you as far as like Cancer goes, which is where the North Node is right now. So there's something going on with you. Mars, the tower, some stuff is changing. Some things are being destroyed, some things are being rebuilt, okay? And this Pluto and Saturn energy is helping you rebuild some things because it is in Capricorn, which is all about building, but now you're starting to see the beauty in that, right? There is some ruin, there is some death, there is some transformation, right? Some concepts are being reformed, okay? Because you're putting some concepts away, right? You're no longer identifying with certain concepts and using those concepts to help guide you through, right? Mars again, Mars in Pisces. We're in Pisces season right now. What is Pisces season teaching you? Compassion towards oneself, right? What do you have to offer to yourself, right? Earthly energy. This is a Capricorn reading. But let me lay out my spread because I know that you guys want me to give you the cards and the positions and what they mean, right? Capricorn. Saturn in the first house for me, okay? So I identify with you. Saturn rules my first house, okay? But I am Libra rising. Let me shuffle the cards one more time, Spirit. I just said Pisces season compassion, wearing your heart on your sleeve, letting your vulnerability show to someone else, right? To people. Be vulnerable, Capricorn. We need that from you. That gives us hope. Oh gosh, what are you going through? Hi, Cap Girl. I'm living for you. Thank you for liking the video. You are going through something else. Mars is very prevalent to you right now. Mars has gone into Taurus, which is also energy that's trining you, right? I believe. This is making me so spot on, yeah. So, you know, Mars and Gemini, this is saying that you're putting some aggression and there's some energy into your thoughts that might be plaguing you. But this is kind of like needing something to come to a completion. You need this cycle to end, this cycle of worry. You need this cycle of worry to end. You know, you feel like you've been given reason to worry, and that's why you got this card that kind of slid out for you before I even started shuffling again the last time. So yeah, that's what's going on there. You need to put some completion to this. Mars and Capricorn, here we go. Right, because you need to get back to work. You need to get back to creating, Capricorn. Right? You are about being boss. You are about being a badass bitch. You are about being a boss ass bitch. You are about being like, you know, on top of your stuff. And you know, it's like you just have to restructure now. And you know, Capricorn isn't really about restructuring, really. They are just about kind of like building something and getting to the top of that structure and building. You know what I mean? It's not about like taking things apart like Virgo does and putting it back together. You're not really into that. You know, it's like, why am I going back? Why am I not? You know, things are very resolute with you. It's not that way with Virgo. But their energy is trining you right now. We got Mars, one of your exalted planets, you know, in Taurus energy, I believe. And if I'm wrong, somebody please correct me. But you definitely are feeling burdened by an experience. And it has to do with, you know, feeling restricted. You're holding on to a lot of things and you need to let them go. And that's what Saturn and Pluto are teaching you right now in Capricorn. And you know, Venus is there to bring a little bit of a softness to it, because you've been holding on to some shit that you still need to let go of. And Pluto is still doing some work there, and Saturn is still doing some work there, and they're direct. So it really is very beneficial for you to have these malefic planets be there right now. The only benefic planet that's in your sign right now is Venus, and she's direct. She will be direct all year. So the fact that you can see the beauty out of what's being shown to you, how you're being challenged, how you're being worked, how you're being exhausted, how everything is being expanded. You might even be doing too much. You're trying to cover too much ground. You might even need to ask for help. That's why Venus is there, to show you that there are people around you that are going to help you, right? That are there to respond to you in ways that you need them to. You might be feeling burdened by a situation that you might be dealing with in terms of your father, Capricorn, because the tens have to do with Jupiter, but then Saturn as well, which is very father-like. Saturn and Sagittarius. You feel restricted in being able to move forward with something, being able to achieve a goal. Or you might be feeling restricted in terms of like how you philosophize things, right? What you believe, everything that you thought that you believed thus far might be being challenged, and you might be being restricted, right? You might be feeling burdened by everything that you thought was, right? And so you might have to let go of something, and that's expanding. You're feeling expanded by that thought. Also, Jupiter is in Sagittarius right now, which is your 12th house, which there are some things that are being hidden from you, or you might be hiding some things from yourself, right? That you might need to listen to your subconscious. And this is a really good time to do that, because it is Pisces season. So we all can tap into our subconscious. Everybody look at where your 12th house is in your own birth chart, okay? And also look at the 12th house that is to your first house, which is Sagittarius. Oh my God. Let me cut these cards. Thank you, Spirit. Because that was just extra. That was extra. And we 12 minutes in. I'm trying to get them out. And I'm gonna try to roll through with Pisces season, because, you know, once Mercury retrograde hits on March 6th, which is my ex's birthday, who is a Pisces. Anyway, once that retrograde hits, I don't want to be running into all these issues. I'm trying to get some things squared away. I think some of y'all are trying to get some things squared away too. And it may not be because of the Mercury retrograde. You might just be feeling that energy looming, right? Get those loose ends tied up, Capricorn. You need to do it before this retrograde. If you need to let some stuff go, let it go. You know what I mean? It's like, don't worry about what's gonna happen. You know, the retrograde's coming. What are you protecting? What are you restricted? What do you like? It's like you're deflecting, right? Where's your friend? Is he not on the channel anymore? He actually is not on this channel anymore. He moved. Dale moved to he has Jupiter in Capricorn actually. He moved to California. He is in Oakland right now. He met someone. Okay, yeah. But he is still on the Providence Tarot Instagram page, okay? That's sort of like our little co-op, our collective, right? We're there together, but we're not here together. Yeah, for sure. So let me jump back in. So this is talking about a cycle completing, right? It's almost like you are done with the idea of having to feel defensive about something. And it's like you are focused because the awareness is expanding, it's growing. It has grown, and it's now gotten to a place where you feel like you can be done with something, right? You might even be like protecting yourself from someone that you feel like you don't trust, because, you know, it's how they have affected you emotionally that has gotten in the way of you achieving your goals. And you have to put up these walls, and you have to put up these blockages so that you can protect yourself from this person's energy, because you are really going through a karmic transformation right now. And it has to do with, you know, your relationships as well. You know, I mentioned Cancer being the North Node right now, and that is opposing you, which is your house of relationships, ruled by Libra, that showed up in your reading. Venus rules Libra, right? Venus is about relationships, yes? And she's in your sign right now. So that has to do with that karmic transformation by way of relationships. What are you moving towards? Who in your relationships has been getting in the way of you achieving your goals? Because that happens. You know what I mean? Real talk. And this is the awareness of that. This might be the father. Your father might be getting in the way of you achieving your goals because he's affecting you emotionally. He may not be nurturing your experience the way that you want him to, or he might be getting too involved because it's the moon in Sagittarius, and the moon is like very motherly. She's very nurturing. So it might be feeling like, maybe they are nurturing too much and you need to put up this, like, not a blockage and not a wall. You're not blocking them, you know what I mean? It's so finite. But you are kind of like keeping your distance, because Sagittarius has to do with distance. So you guys are keeping your distance from someone that might be a Virgo, or it might be a Sagittarius. They're a mutable sign, probably. And you are aware that this is what has to be done. Capricorn. It could be a male as well, who you've just gone through a lot of cycles with. Okay, wow. I'm clapping, but I got the bell. I keep ringing it. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so your ruling planet is here. It's very present, okay? And the Libra energy is present, like I said. Your relationships are being tested because the North Node is there, right? And also Venus is in your first house right now, which has to do with that Saturn and Pluto energy, karmic transformations. This is a 3. What's being created in the mind? What do you know? What is formulated in your mind? What is substantiated? What is a substance that you can see, that you can conceptualize and grow your own perception and perspective about? It is about how you conceptualize now, knowing more. And how other people see you responding, right, to things. And it is karma by way of relationships, you guys. It might be a third party thing. You know what I mean? It might be somebody that was cheating, and now you're seeing it, and it's been over time, and it's been a cycle, and it's happened more than once, and you've gone in and you've analyzed it, and now you're like, we can't be together anymore. I need to protect myself from you. I need to put up these walls. I need to put up these blockages. It might have to do with work. It may have to do with your father not believing in whatever it is that you do. Or it might be somebody that's not supporting what you do. It could be the mother not supporting you. It could be the mother and the father going through some issues. You know what I mean? Because Sagittarius does have to do with where you come from. And then the moon, Sagittarius 9, is kind of like Jupiter energy, but then it's also Virgo energy. And 9 has to do with completions and cycles. A circle, you know what I mean? Because when the moon, which is a circle, is in a 9, then it's like something is completing. And it has to do with, a third party relationship. Or it has to do with someone not being there for someone the way that they expect them to be. Because it's about opposition, it's about polarities too. So, Libra's about balance, and in order for there to be balance, there has to be opposite sides. There has to be opposition. You know what I mean? That's how we're able to walk, because of opposition, right? Gravity, the way we're standing, it's because of opposition. Anyway, opposition makes things work. And that's why Saturn in Libra is exalted, because Saturn teaches Libra where the opposition is, where it lies, what it looks like, what it tastes like, what it feels like, what it sounds like, and what it really is, because it's a 3. And right now, I have 3 people watching and 3 likes in this video, okay? 3 and 3. And you have a 3 here, and you have a 9. So cycles are completing. Pockets of cycles are completing. And when you get 3, 3, and 3, you also get 9, okay? So anyway, let's look at the immediate influence and the challenge over this 3 of Swords here. That's in the center of your reading, Capricorn. Wheel of Fortune, right? Jupiter. I was talking about father and that type of thing. Now, the Wheel of Fortune really does have a lot of fixed energy in it. Is it fixed? I believe it does. Aquarius. It has Taurus energy. It also has Leo energy, and it has Scorpio energy. So this is talking about perceptions and concepts, right? Thoughts, idealistic stuff. And then bringing it down to earth and really making it something. How has something been substantiated? How has something been manifested into a real form? And now how can we appreciate this thing, Leo? What is it creating for us? Where does the pride lie within this thing that we have manifested that we can now see? What is it doing? Scorpio comes in. I need to transform this, okay? Because I've become vulnerable to it. Now I have to transform from it. How are you transforming from it? Well, I'm taking an opportunity. I'm taking a chance. I'm taking a risk, right? You took a chance on this relationship, Capricorn. You took a chance on love. Or maybe this person took a chance on you. You know what I mean? We have to also look at both sides here, because this is a general reading. So some messages may not apply to you, and that's fine. It may be for someone else. But this is kind of like adapting to changes, making things work in the flow of expansion. Because, anything can happen and everything will happen. Anything can happen at any time, basically. I don't know how that phrase goes, but you know what I'm saying. So what it really is going to take for you guys is to understand when an opportunity shows you that it's time for you to take a look at what your reality is and base your choices off of that. Because it does have to talk about choices here with Saturn and Libra, right? Even though it is a 3, that's related to an Empress as well. The Empress energy, she's ruling this card, because it is a 3. So it does talk about creative concepts being restricted. Maybe an opportunity is going to come in. Maybe you missed out on an opportunity because you took a chance with someone else, and now that thing hasn't worked out or something. I don't know. That's for some people. Okay, work. So now let's look at the rest of the reading, the rest of the cards. In your sun position, you have the 8 of Wands. So this is like you're committed to your efforts, right, and moving forward with something. Sagittarius is advancing. It's progressing. This is a progressive, very progressive card. You know what I mean? It might be traveling for something. Some of you may want to travel for work, or you may want to travel for something. You may want to leave your relationship and you may want to travel away for that. But this is being committed to the creation of something. And even if it means that you have to move or you have to go somewhere to achieve this, or to make things happen for you, to take advantage of an opportunity, you may have to travel, Capricorn. And I don't feel like that's something that you're not into. You definitely can be into that, because it really is talking about being committed to your purpose. You know, Sagittarius has to do with goals, its philosophies, and it also has to do with, family things and who you think you are and where you think you can go based off of that. Who you thought you could be, who you think you can be, where you think you can go. You know what I mean? And when somebody comes in and they kind of like restrict your life and they stifle your life, your creativity, they get in the way of it, they make things murky and muddy and cloudy and wet and damp and appreciative of things, then it's time for you to make a choice to go. Also, this is having the strength and the courage to take advantage of an opportunity that comes in. You know what I mean? Because the 8s are attached to the strength card and Leo, and courage and vulnerabilities. Sometimes when really great things are presented to us as opportunities, we feel vulnerable that if we accept the opportunity, then things are going to change. Or if we accept the opportunity, then we won't be able to live up to the expectations of what that opportunity was asking us to, to play out, that type of thing. You know what I mean? In the moon position, you have the 4 of Pentacles. So this is talking about earthly structures and foundations, things being built. You might need to process some things. This could be processing some documents, It's the awareness of being committed to making things happen and making things work and getting the structure. You have... this is the moon card, so it's talking about cycles. It's talking about things that might be hidden. There might be some hidden money. Somebody might have lied to you about some money. You know what I mean? That might be a thing too. And for Capricorn, that's not okay. I'm getting that because the moon does have to do with secrets. Somebody may have had I don't want to, I don't know why I don't want to say it, but secret account, that type of thing. Or somebody may have spent money in a place where they probably shouldn't have. But this also has to do with building financial structures, right? And being committed to that. You guys may just some of you might be feeling betrayed by work. So you're feeling, emotional about that. It does have to do with the Emperor as well. So also, some of you may have dated somebody at work, within the workplace. Capricorn, I don't know. Your reading is like, I'm gonna have to flip over some more cards because, as I continue to go on in the reading, then cards start to relate to each other and things start to like link up. So let me just go ahead and flip over some more of these cards. I'm gonna leave all the future cards flipped over until the end. Okay, yeah, that one popped out. Right. Cool. Okay, so in your anxieties, you have the Ten of Pentacles. So the tens do have to do with like the family. It could have something to do with the father. Like I said before, the tens do have to do with the completion of something. Maybe you feel like a job has completed itself and now you may want to move forward to take the opportunity to get another job. You know what I mean? You might be taking advantage of another opportunity to move away for a job. Yeah. And that might be affecting you emotionally. You may feel like you've gone through an evolution on a professional level, and you may feel like you're up for the challenge, or you may feel like you're ready for this promotion that you might be getting elsewhere, that type of thing. So you may be leaving a job to go to another job, right? You have anxieties about what you've built. You might be feeling a little bit unstable financially, right? Because you're making this change. There might be something that doesn't link up, while through with the transition, right? But I feel like you are aware that you do want to do this thing. You know what I mean? So I think you're going to take the opportunity. You're going to move forward with it. You're committed to creating more things for yourself, success, that type of thing. Capricorn is definitely about, respect through career and stuff like that. But with the tens being here, that's saying that, something has completed so that something else can begin, right? And, there's two dimensions in this card. There's like the main theme that's going on with the people and the dogs and the grandfather and the kids. It's like that, your life. It's great. How you see your life, how you understand your life, it is what you make. Life is what you make, right? So where you go, what you do when you get there, you want and your belief systems and how you know yourself to be and what you want to create and what you want to create based off of what you do and not what somebody else is trying to manipulate you to create for them in your relationship. Okay? You definitely have anxieties about stepping up to the plate and being efficient, doing your job well. That's what you want. You want to make sure that you're doing your job well. Because this is Mercury in Virgo, and that's talking about concepts meeting form. You know what I mean? Like, can these things be manifested into completion? Right? Can you drive it home? Can you get it to where it needs to be? Are you looking at the details? Maybe you are kind of a little bit distracted because there are so many details to look at. You know what I mean? Sometimes that can get in our way as well. Take it one step at a time, you know what I mean? Because you do have Sun and Capricorn in the moon placement, and the Capricorn is definitely saying take it one step at a time. You can't cover the whole mountain, you know what I mean? You got your card here in the moon position. So you guys are going through some cycles. You guys are going through some completions. The full moon may have showed you something because it was trying energy to Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus there, the earth signs, right? Time is an issue too with some of you. You might feel like there's not enough time in a day. Okay, in the past, something with investments. Maybe you guys had a big purchase or something. It's the Six of Pentacles, so it talks about, security by way of an investment or by way of maybe there might have been a philanthropic action, motion given towards you. A gesture. Maybe somebody loaned you some money. Like I said, it's kind of like maybe you may need to pay some bills. Maybe you need to pay somebody back, or maybe you asked for a loan in the past to kind of help you with something. Maybe it has to do with a house issue. Maybe you're trying to get a house built or something like that. Maybe some repairs or you need some repairs, something like that. Definitely issues with money because the Four of Pentacles is at the moon. That relates to the Ten of Pentacles here in the anxieties, hopes, and fears. And then in the past, you also have this Pentacle energy, which may relate to definitely these two cards here. because this moon placement is ever changing. You know what I mean? It's like money's changing, the flow of cash is changing. You have anxieties about that. You feel like, your savings and things like that are going to be affected. um, you know but you are committed to staying focused on being on top of the finances and on top of the money. Maybe your partner in the relationship that you were in isn't really good with money, so you have to step up to the plate and delegating the finances and things like that. You may be restricting your partner from being able to spend freely, right? Because Jupiter loves to spend freely. He loves abundance. He loves uh, exuberant decadence, extra. Now you can't be extra. Somebody can be extra because it's time to focus on that coin, that pentacle. Um, in your Mars position, you got the King of Wands. So this is fixed fire. That's Leo energy. So it really is talking about pride, ego, courage, strength of will, creativity, vitality, right? So you're determined to stay vital, to keep your life in the quality that it has been in, because the King of Wands is looking over here at the past, at what happened in the past with the loaning of the money or the receiving of the money, or that type of thing. It could have been money from a family member, because Capricorn, that has to do with, money, heritage, that type of thing. The tens have to do with family, especially the Ten of Pentacles completion. The moon in Taurus, that's security, right? Your family is your security. You can always count on your family sometimes to help loan you things. Some of you may not be taking the chance or the opportunity to ask for something that you need because of your pride. And that's why the King of Wands is here in the Mars position. You know what I mean? But you got to stay focused. You got to continue to be committed to create more opportunities for you and your family, or yourself, for you and your relationship, or you as an individual, right? Also, the sixes have to do with creating more harmony, more balance. Yeah, because there is a scale in this card. It's a need for something material, right? Something to be realized. Yeah. All right. So let me go ahead and flip over your future cards. So in the past, there were some things with the money reharmonizing. Maybe you got a loan from somebody. The present and presently, we are dealing with, the formation of some kind of like truth about something. You may be feeling restricted by the truth, and it's expanding, right? Whoa, something big came in. And it showed you something, and it formulated something for you. There might have been an opportunity that came in that is restricting the relationship, or someone's excessiveness, right? Excessive behavior, excessive spending, you know, has or being over the top has gotten in the way of our relationship somehow. And in the future here, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is someone coming in and bringing some relief to your circumstance, right? By way of the money, the finances, yeah? This is someone offering their time. They might even be helping you with some tax stuff that you might be dealing with. I know that Sagittarius and Capricorn, I was saying that type of stuff in the Sagittarius reading about taxes, but you have a lot of pentacles here. So it is talking about doing money, time, physical people, body maybe, delegations, allocating things, processing things. This is a Virgo in the future, so somebody's going to be of service to you in some kind of way, and they're going to try to help bring some relief to you. And this is coming in slow, so it's going to be a process, and you're going to feel like it's taking some time, but it's okay. You're going to be all right. You do have the Three of Swords here in the present, but this is presently, right? Where you're going to get some sort of relief. And it's going to be because this person is coming in, or this entity is coming in, and it's going to be of service to you in some way, shape, or form. And it's talking about being able to adapt to some changes too when this person does enter, because you might be feeling intimidated because it is a night. But this person definitely knows that they have a job to do. And it's not like, I have a job to do. It's like, no, I'm here to serve. I want to give you this. So let this person be generous towards you, whether it's time, money, effort, that type of thing. Even if it's just information or pointing you in the right way, the right direction. You have to be willing to adapt to these changes, even if you feel overwhelmed by them. You know what I mean? So now let's look at the inner, actually, let's look at your Venus placement, which is, how you're going to bring more harmony and more balance into your life. And, you know, it's definitely going to relate to the center card here, which is Saturn in Libra, because Venus rules Libra. And what squares Libra is Cancer energy. And you have Cancer here in the Venus placement as the Chariot card. So this is talking about healing from some things. You're healing from the past, right? See how the yellow's behind him or her? And they're moving forward past it. So they're dealing with some issues of healing from the past and moving forward, right? Take the wisdom from the past with you. Don't stay there. You know, what's in the past is in the past. You're meant to learn from it. You're meant to move forward. This is also having the confidence and the courage to move forward with something. You know what I mean? With an opportunity, with this opportunity that's coming in by way of the Wheel of Fortune card, Jupiter, right? You're committed to making a decision to advance in life, right? You understand what it is to not and what it is to do. It's like to be or not to be. That is the question, right? If you're not going to be something, then you're not moving. If you are going to be something, then you are moving. And that's what Aries teaches us. And that's what Mars teaches us, you know? And this is a cardinal energy, so it's about initiating, making a conscious choice to be committed to a decision that you're making for yourself. Not being, you know, decisions have to do with logic and it has to do with the mind too, but you're very, you know, you're earth sign, but this is opposite you. So you might have to think opposite yourself, right? In order to move forward with this. Listen to your intuition too. You're probably not listening to your intuition because it's not something that you can see in front of you, right? It's like mysticism. So if you need to leave a certain situation that isn't serving you, then you just need to do that. You need to be committed to that. You know, stand firm in your choice. Understand that, you know, the divine is inspiring you and it's giving you these downloads, right? Because the moon is very prevalent here with the Cancer, with the Chariot card being here. And then you have the moon in Sagittarius, which Sagittarius is about moving forward as well and achieving a goal. You know, the advice is let yourself go forth. Go forth to greener pastures, baby, for sure. You know what I mean? You have a wish. Listen to your subconscious. Listen to yourself. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it. Right. There we go. Work. The Strength card. It came out. Bam! Capricorn. This reading just got so much better. So much. All right. So you're dealing with some courage to do some things, right? And you're definitely going to have to do it in a way that's not, you know, conventional to you. Ways that you're not used to doing anything. It's like the divine is working here. You have two major arcana cards that have halos over the head. So that means you're divinely tapped into something, right? Your awareness is there, like I said before. And also, you know, you got the Chariot, the Strength card, and the Magician. Those are your cards. So the Magician is the awareness of something, right? What is to be or not to be? That is the question. And I said that before I flipped over the Magician card. To be. As above, so below. If you can think it, so it shall be. Right? Use your resources. Be smart. Ask questions. Also, the Strength card is here. You're committed to your creativity. You're committed to being, you know, passionate, but it's like, it's genuine passion, you know, and it's heart too. It's you know, it has to do with your heart. There's a lot of yellow here, and there's yellow in all of your major arcana cards except for the one that I didn't mention a second ago, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune has to do with that's got a lot of that's got blue and it's got yellow too, right? It's got red, it's got orange, it's got yellow, it's got blue, and it's got gray. So there's wisdom being gained out of these experiences, and by you taking advantage of things, you know, opportunities that come your way. You've got to have the courage and the strength to do it. You might be sacrificing something. You really don't have any cups here. The only water card that you have is the Chariot. And then you have the Nine of Wands, which is Moon and Sag. And that's it. You got a lot of Pentacles. Okay, you have some major, but really it's about money, it's about finances, it's about moving forward, you know, with and taking chances, taking risk, opportunities, you know what I mean? Not using too much force in a situation, right? Because I've got the card that's moving forward and the outcome, that's the strength card. So you might have to change up the way that you're doing things. You catch more flies with honey or something. Yeah, you know, the magician is in the future position. What can't be changed? You know, use your resources, focus, know who you are, communicate, you know, process that stuff. Process of elimination. That's what I'm getting. Process of elimination, right? I think that's it for y'all. You know what I mean? Let me go ahead and pull your Romance Angels Oracles card, and then I'm going to pull your Soulmate cards. Capricorn. You're changing, baby. You're adapting to some changes that are coming in. You've gone through something, or you're going through something right now because you know something, and that's expanding. That thought is expanding and it's growing. It's almost like with the Three of Swords being here in the center of the reading, and then the Wheel of Fortune crossing it. It's like that's expanding. That energy is. So now you know there's some changes that have to be made. You know, you're definitely aware of something. And you're going to have courage to move forward, right? Because your advice is to move forward with the Chariot card. It's a 7. So you're reflecting on an experience, right? That you've evolved from emotionally. And also, it's kind of like you're committed to making a choice based on this experience. And it has to do with a relationship probably because it's a 7. And this is a 7 in your Venus placement. So some of you could be dealing with a Libra. And that energy squares you. You know what I mean? I feel like, what house is that from you? That's like 10th house from you or something like that. And the 10th house is ruled by Capricorn. Wow. Damn. Okay. Wow. I just can't. I really can't. Like I said, finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So there's something going on with the money situation. Right? Something going on with the investments. Maybe a home issue, something like that. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Like I said, you might be getting an opportunity to go somewhere and do something, and you might be feeling vulnerable to making that decision, to making that commitment, to creating something new out of that opportunity, right? But look, this is what your reading has at the bottom at the beginning, right? So the opportunity that's coming in might actually be what you need, not what you want, because you may not know what you want yet. Some of you guys are dealing with a soulmate coming in. And it could be this person coming in that might be a Leo, or it might be a Virgo. Or it might even be somebody coming into your life towards the summer, like the end of the summer. Or maybe even like Gemini, Cancer, you know, because you have Gemini here, you have Cancer here, you have Leo, and you have Virgo. So that's spring, summer. So that's saying something is going to take shape or something is going to change, right? Because you got the Jupiter Wheel of Fortune card coming in as your immediate influence and challenge right over the top. That really is talking about the awareness, right? The belief that something has formed, has shaped, right? Three of Swords, okay? Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Addictions in terms of spending money. Possibly. Now let me look at your soulmate card, you guys. I just had to read the 2 cards that popped out. What was at the top of that deck and what was at the bottom. Because I feel like sometimes I miss messages. Last time, you know, when I did Aries, I pulled all the cards and there was 1 card left at the bottom of the soulmate of the Romance Angels Oracle deck. And it was like release your, you know, hurt from the past. And that was exactly what their reading was about. Because it's like letting some things go so you can move forward. And you're going through that too. It's a Mars thing. Letting something go so that you can move forward. You know, your security is being challenged and is being tested because Mars is in Taurus. And Uranus is about to go there now too. Isn't Mars in Taurus? In order to cope with separation from a loved one, we need to realize that spiritually, we are always connected to those we love. Neither distance nor time can separate that which is united by love. Wow, these cards. And spirit and myself. 3. Thank you, Spirit. And thank you, Capricorn. I love you guys. And you know what? I have Saturn in my first house, and it's the most progressed planet there. So I understand Capricorn sentiment. You know what I mean? I do. Struggle is real, especially with Pluto being there. Real shadow shooter Brian, or Brain. You know what? I just finished the reading, but it's a good one. So I would definitely go back and watch. And you know, I've been pulling these romance angels and these soulmate cards at the end of the reading, and they've been good. So you gotta watch these readings all the way to the end, honey, because you get the juice, you get the meat, you get the sauce, you get the gravy, the potatoes, and the greens. And you might get the cake at the end. You're a Cancer. Oh, you know, you guys. I love that you say that. I get a kick out of that. Because sometimes people are like, hey, I'm not that sign, but I'm watching it. That's great. Because, you know, you have that placement in your birth chart somewhere. So go to your birth chart, see where Capricorn lies, and then see what house that is for you. Okay? And see what house it is from your rising, which is amazing. So let me pull some more. You are an angel of light. Before you, I surrender past and future. All that matters is this moment, right? That opportunity, because the opportunity is now. My heart is transformed every time you are near. You love the Cancer reading? Yes! I'm Cancer Moon, you know. My grandmother is a Cancer. Part Native American. Have you lost sight of what is really important? Remember a time when life was simpler and the world seemed like a giant playground just waiting to be explored? Because that's children. You know, Mercury is 6. Perhaps it is time to rediscover that world together. A new name. Isn't that what we called it? A brand new name? You got a brand new name, baby. Yes, Philly. You know, when I experience some more growth, maybe I'll get to Philly one day. Have an event there. Most likely, you know, Atlanta, Miami perhaps, New York, because that's where I am. You know, we've done some events here. A lot of them have been private. So if you guys want to hire me, if you're in the New York area and you want me to come to a party with you, or hire me for a party, then I'll read there, okay? I read at Shanti Bookshop and Crystal Gallery. The address is 230 East 14th Street, between 2nd and 3rd Avenues, and that's in New York City, near Union Square, in the East Village, near NYU. I'm there from 12 to 4:56 on Sundays, okay? And those readings are 15 minutes for $35, I believe. And they're really good readings. We have some great readers there. You'll be visiting New York City soon in 3 weeks. Yes! Follow me on Instagram and let me know so that you can get a reading from me. Speaking of Instagram, I'm at NYC Kendrick. That's my account that shows like my fitness stuff, because I teach dance and I also teach Pilates and fitness classes. You know, I have that there, and just my creativity and just like showing you who I am. And then my Kendrick NYC is my spiritual account that I use as an individual. And then, of course, Providence Tarot is the page that I share with Dale for Providence Tarot, of course, which is conjunct this channel, YouTube. I also have a Patreon page, Kendrick D. Carter of Providence Tarot. You can go there. I'll be posting more content as I continue to get more familiar with that and that platform. I follow you on IG. I love your guidance. Thank you, babe. All right, so I think that is it. I am going to end the reading here, Capricorns. You guys are wonderful. Tell me how you do it.